everyone. I'm just exhausted. I'm emotionally exhausted. Um, I have had a very long week. Um, so I wasn't up to doing a video, but I really want to do cucumber for you next week. Because this is the color that Wet n Wild is promoting for St. Patrick's Day. And St. Patrick's Day is not next week, but the following week. So I really want to do the Cool as a Cucumber next week in my Wet n Wild series. I just wanted to just show you a couple of things. So yesterday was my birthday. I turned 50, the big 50. I guess I inherited my mom's genes because, I mean, I do have many fine lines, but I don't have full-on wrinkles yet. My face is starting to sag. I can see it in my cheeks. It seems like the skinnier I am. So it seems like as I was losing weight, my face looked like it was sagging more. Yeah, unfortunately, as you age, your skin starts to droop even in your face. I gained 15 pounds with between my dog, my daughter, my father, training buddy. I gained like 15 pounds for the whole, probably for half the month of December through January. I think I had said I was eating sugar again. Not as much as I used to, but still. And so I've been trying to wean myself. I felt that I was doing better, but I must not be because I stopped taking the pill 6 months ago, and it seems like I'm just gaining weight. I lost about 3 pounds, and then I gained it back. I haven't gone to exercise. I've been exhausted, and I feel that if I just could be a little bit more disciplined in my diet and just get back into exercising again, that I feel that I could probably take more weight off, because last year I was stagnant between 318 and 325. I kept going up and down and up and down, and my goal was to get down to 200, at least to pass the 300 mark, to get under the 300 mark, and that didn't happen. And then this year, I just gained the weight because of everything that was going on. Comfort food crap. And so, I went to the doctor. They did a whole full screen workup on me, and everything seems to be fine. I think my allergies are getting worse, because my ears are hurting me and feel like they're clogged. And so anyway, I have an appointment later on today. I've been just so busy between my father's death and just appointments every day. Yesterday I was up. It was my birthday, and I was up at 5 o'clock. Actually, I woke up at like 3:45 because the dogs were fighting over a spot to sleep on, and I couldn't go back to sleep. And I had to be up at 5 because I took Buddy to the free truck. Thank God, they accepted me. They gave me a little bit of a hard time because I wasn't gonna lie and say I didn't live in Houston anymore. I mean, my ID said I did. But they didn't even ask me for any paperwork. They just said, where do you live? In case we need to contact you, we really need to know your current address. So I told them Pearland. It was freezing. I mean, ice was coming. It was like one of the coldest this whole winter. The coldest. It was like we had it was cold. It got hot again. And then there was another cold front. Then it got hot again. And then we just had a horrible cold day yesterday. Freezing rain. They thought it might snow. It was under 30 degrees, and we were up in that at 5 o'clock in the morning, driving to the free spay truck. And they did say they could turn your way if you're not in Harris County, but because a lot of people didn't show up, they took me. But then as people started coming, they were trying to make excuses like, oh, your dog's too young. I said, the vet said he's 1. Oh, well, he still has his baby teeth. I said, yeah, the vet said that he for some reason, his full teeth haven't grown out, and the baby teeth need to be removed in order for the other ones to grow out. So they were like trying to like say no to me after they accepted me, because people were still. You were supposed to be there at 6:30 on the dot, and they was like I was number 12, and after me, we were on that line in that freezing cold rain. Everybody, their dogs were shivering, their cats were shivering. Everybody was on that line in that freezing cold rain. I think some people came by bus to have their pets spayed and neutered. And by the time, and then she's jabbering too, so, with the people. So we were in that freezing cold. And by the time, I think we were there between half an hour to an hour on that line. I was number 12. And by the time I got to the front, it filled up, and they only took 25 people. And it was like, we had to be there at 6:30, and I was there for 45 minutes, about, or maybe more, on that line, and it filled up. And so I'm in the car. I had to go to the bathroom really bad. It was like 7:20, and she said the truck comes at 7:45, and you have to be here when the truck comes. And I had to go so bad. And poor Buddy was in the car. The car wasn't as cold. Thank God the car protected us. I thought it was going to be one of those things where it's so cold that it gets into the car, but we were pretty okay in the car. I didn't want to waste gas. I didn't want to turn on the heat, but Buddy just crept into my scarf. It just laid there, nice and warm. And 8:01 truck started coming. I had to go to the bathroom so bad. Turns out they had a public bathroom, because they usually go to public facilities with the truck. Those bathrooms were nasty. They were wet. It looked like someone peed all over them. They were made of metal. I was like, no, this isn't happening. I'm gonna have to hold it. And and as I walked to her and said, what's up with the truck? They got stuck in traffic. Come on now. It's raining. People are out there in the freezing cold. It's the coldest day that we've ever had in the winter. They predicted snow. It hasn't snowed here in like over 10 years. And you're not going to get up in time for us. I mean, while we're freezing out there in that cold. Like I said, some people didn't have cars. And they were just out there sitting there in the cold. But they were talking with the lady, so they kept busy. And people were still coming up to trying to get in. The last two girls were arguing because they only allowed 24. The last two girls were arguing because they were 25. I don't know what happened with those girls. All I know is I said to her, look, I just want to know if my name's on the list, if it's for sure that, they can't turn me away when the truck comes, because I really got to go to the bathroom, and that truck is late. And she was saying, yeah, they got stuck in traffic. They had just called her when I was talking to her. They got stuck in traffic. And I'm like, the traffic, it's cold, it's raining. You should have left early. Everybody was upset because it was really, really cold. And they're with their pets, and their pets were just shaking. It was just, but I just had to go to the bathroom so bad. All I just wanted was that truck to come. As soon as that truck pulled up right behind me, as a matter of fact. I jumped out of my car and got in the front. And they were like, it's going to take us 15 minutes to set up. And we all, and everybody jumped out behind me, and they were like, no, we're staying right here. I had to go so bad. So it's the free truck is if anybody has Medicaid, food stamps, disability, any type of government assistance. And my daughter was born with disabilities, so she's on disability. So I had all the paperwork, but she didn't even ask to see it, and they didn't ask to see it. I was just dying. All they tell you is fill out 2 pages and hand it in. And so we're standing. I told Stephanie to stay in the car with Buddy, because he's really tiny. I mean, he was shake. She took him out to get online. That poor thing was like the cold was going through him. He was shaking, so all the dogs were shaking. I felt so bad. So I told her, wait in the car, and when in 15 minutes when they take us, you bring them out. So as soon as I saw them come out and start giving us instructions, I banged on the car and said, come out, and so they took my information. I mean, they took him. One of the girls were like, oh, this is nothing to me. I'm from New York. And you know what? When I lived in New York, 30 degrees was between 30 and 30 was cold still, but it was comfortable. Like, I didn't wear socks unless it was snowing outside, because I hated wearing socks. I could tolerate it. New York, it gets down. I think the lowest that I can remember was minus 15 with the wind chill. It was like 1 degrees, but the wind chill made it feel like minus 15. And for other people, that's nothing. But for us, that's the coldest it ever got. And so, yeah, 30 wasn't really all that. But once you start living in Texas, you become Texanized. Once you start living in South, and then your body gets adjusted, and you can't take the cold anymore. So she's outside in a sweater. So, yeah, I'm from New York. And I say, yeah, wait till you're here a year, because I'm from New York too. Then you're not going to say that anymore. And I don't know if maybe she got offended by that. But all I know is that I left my baby in there, and I'm exhausted. I mean, I've had a full week. I'm doing something every single day. Paperwork all last week through Monday. Out on the weekend. And I'm just exhausted. And it's my birthday. We didn't even really celebrate it yesterday. We're going out on Saturday. I've just had a freaking 2 weeks of emotional, mental, and just physical exhaustion. So I'm just thinking the worst. I'm thinking, what if the truck leaves with our dogs? What if Buddy dies under the anesthesia? And people would say, oh no, we've brought 2-pound puppies here. Buddy's about 7 to 10 pounds. He'll be fine. And oh, what if, they didn't even ask for my paperwork? What if they don't take care of him? What if they just leave him on the side somewhere? What if they leave him outside in this freezing cold? I mean, I'm just thinking the worst. And they said come back by 3, and they stressed, please, please, please do not be late. So I'm sitting here. I went to eat breakfast first of all, because I went, as soon as I handed in my dog, I ran to the nearest. There was a Dunkin' Donuts there. We only have a couple here in Houston. They brought back Krispy Kreme, by the way. Starting the spring, they're going to start. There's going to be about 15 here throughout Houston. But anyway, I went to the Dunkin' Donuts, which is about 5 miles away. All I did was run to that bathroom, and then I got myself a spinach. It was a spinach artichoke bagel. And again, and that's my problem. The bagel's not going to be wheat. It's going to be white, and I'm not supposed to have white. But it was my birthday. I figure I'll eat it and try to leave as much white as possible. Once I eat all the artichoke and spinach, and I ate breakfast. My brother's calling me. I mean, that's another story. He's in New York still. That's another story. What's going on in New York? But I just get home, and I got home at 9:30. From 9:30 till about 12, I'm jumping out of my skin with anxiety. And so finally, and worry. So I finally said, you know what? I'm going to see if they'll let me give him to me early. I mean, I was first, right? When I get there was a lady with like purplish hair. And it was 1 o'clock because I went to Ulta to get my free birthday gift. If it's your birthday, get your free gift. So I went to Ulta to get my free birthday gift, and then by the time I got there, it was like 1 o'clock, and this lady with purple hair was like, he just woke up, and you need to give him another hour so that we can make sure he's okay, and then you can get him. So I was like, okay, I brought my crochet stuff. I'm crocheting. I have my phone playing my games, going on Facebook and all, reading my messages. Just anxiously waiting for 2 o'clock to come. When finally 2 o'clock comes, the lady from New York comes out. And there were 2 other people there. And so I said, look, they told me I can get him at 2. Well, we told you at 3. I said, I know, but I came at 1. They told me just give me an hour. Then he said, wait, no, ma'am, because you need to give us that extra hour to make sure he's okay. It's for his own sake. And I'm like, I think she don't like me. I think she got offended by what I said to her that morning. So the other guy says, well, they told me to come at 2. She says, oh, do you have a big dog? And he say, okay, you could get your dog. And I said, then why can't I get mine? Oh, because the big dogs were taken first because it takes them longer to come out of anesthesia. And the little dogs were done last. So, you still have to wait. And then some other lady pulled up, and she went to get her dog, and she told someone like this, the lady, to come to her. I'm like, what the freak? I said, she walks out of there with a small dog. That's it. And I'm like, this is my birthday. I just want everything to go smoothly. I still got to go home. I still got to get ready to go out for dinner, with the family. And I don't know if Stephanie thought that maybe they were arguing, but they were going back and forth in the truck, like talking. They would talk to me, just look like they were talking. She said it seemed like they were going back and forth. And they were talking for a good 10 minutes, and she came out with a small dog. So I got out of the car. I'm starting to stew. I'm starting to get angry. I'm saying, what the frick? This lady really doesn't like me. I started cleaning my car, and I said, you know what? About 10 minutes, I was going to drive away. And Stephanie said, no, Mom, just stay. And I was like, you know what? I'm going in there. I'm going to tell him, look, I will sign a waiver, but I want my dog. And as I was getting out of my car, the purple hair lady brought me my baby. She didn't want to let him go. She was cuddling him and holding him and loving him. And she was so sad to give him back to me. I mean, he's like the tiny, I think he's a teacup chihuahua. I don't know. He's fattened up since he's been with me, but he's still too skinny for me. And so yeah, I was jumping out of my skin. What happened? Stephanie said that it was hilarious how I was acting when they brought me my baby. I just wanted to cry because I said the best birthday present for me in my life will be if this dog is okay. If he comes to me safe and sound, that will be the best birthday present I will ever get in my life. And I was so happy to get him. And, you know, I got home. I wanted to get home. I wanted to thank God because I wanted to miss rush hour. Because once you're stuck in rush hour, it's going to take me, it takes me about 30 to 40 minutes to get there. It would take me like an hour or more. One time I was stuck in traffic for like 2 hours. It's that bad over here. So, you know, thank God I got him in time. I missed the rush hour. I came home. I got ready. And to be honest, this week and last week, I wanted to start wearing my glitters again. I wanted to go all out. I'm turning 50. And I said, soon I'm going to be too old for this. And I was too tired to do makeup. And this is what I did. And what I have on is the, this is like, you know, supposed to be a teal, but it looks kind of more like a turquoise. This one is Scandalous, the NYX Wicked Lippy. It's the least metallic-y of them. I noticed the metallic-ys have a funny metallic-y taste. I hope they don't go bad. I did my nails in a greenish teal color. I was trying to mix two colors actually to get a teal, and I'm sure I have a teal in my stash, but it came out more green than blue. I mixed green and blue together. So I did that with, I don't know if you know, NYX had the flakies before anybody, like 5 years ago, and I got them, thank God. So I did that, and it was the blue flaky, but it still looks green. So I matched my lips. And yesterday I wanted it to be a darker teal because this is more turquoisey. And NYX just brought out this new product called Vamp It Up, and it's one of their pencils, one of their chubby pencils, and it's a black. I said, you know what? I could probably do the same thing with Chambord. They're black, and it did it. It's like like with Lime Crime's black. It's so pigmented, it'll just turn. It won't mix. It'll like just turn it all black. But this one was even though it's pigmented, it still went on sheer enough to just give me a darker teal. But I didn't feel like doing that today. Today I just added some glitter. I mixed some greens and blue glitters in here, and I have like a aqua-y lip gloss, sheer aqua lip gloss, and that's what I did. That's what I did yesterday. That's what I'm doing today. I hope the doctor doesn't think I'm crazy. And a tip for you guys. I have the Unique mascara, the 3D Unique mascara, and then I put the Great Lash in teal over it. And I wanted to do my hair teal, and the Unique company, the girls have been using their pigments and putting it in their hair. It like works really well. I don't know what process they use, but I know that for Halloween I did it with the look at this. This thing is so beat up with my my 180, 360. I don't even know. I'm so tired. 120 palette, and it worked better. I tried doing it yesterday, and it worked better on Halloween, probably because I had something in my hair. So today, I put my oil in my hair, and some hair oil. I always use my argan oil for my videos. My hair hasn't been doing too well lately. I ran out of one of my shampoos. I have another good brand. I've been using kind of cheapy brands lately. Hasn't been looking as good, and when I put the oil in, it just like absorbs it all up. So it didn't work that well today. I know yesterday it did not work because I didn't have no oil in my hair. But today, you know, I put the oil in my hair, and then I dip a brush into whatever color I want, and I use this really nice deep like teal color. And I just, you know, this is like a point. I think this is a foundation brush. I got this from my Kirkland collection, and it's supposed to be for foundation concealer because it's really pointy. But I was mashing it and mashing it and mashing it in there and putting it in, and I didn't do it right after I put the oil. I think you need to put the oil in your hair or some sort of cream or gel, and before it dries, you got to put it in. So I had a hard time getting it in today as well, but that's what I did. I put my hair a little bit up because my bangs are growing out. I'm trying to grow up my bangs. I hate my forehead, but I'm just tired of dealing with it. So I just kept mashing it in that color, and that's what I did. And then you set it with hairspray. So a tip for you guys, you know, you can use your 180, 360, 200, whatever the frick. Put something wet in your hair, whether it's oil, cream, gel, and then put a brush in it and put it on before the hair dries, and then you put hairspray to set it. So tip for you, I think I don't remember, another company I was reading that's what they said to do.